Greetings, mortals. I am Nathas, the ruler of the underworld. And today we'll be reacting to the newest chapter of Black Clover, chapter 348, titled Resolve. Which, not gonna lie, I do have to wonder if having someone that should by all accounts be below the fucking king of the underworld be the one who is the opponent for Captain to get their resolve back to power was really a smart idea because the same Rando versus the king of the underworld. I can't say that the resolve being affirmed against the two would be the same. But regardless, we have a chapter 3 act 2 and we are gonna have to go for directions. As there we see Sister Lily looking from her, well, not her point of view, but like from behind Sister Lily's point of view of Asta showing up and, well, blocking the hit. As we have, they're saying, Asta pays an unannounced visit. Can he save the day? That's kind of his shtick at this point. We might as well have alcohol with us just so we can take a drink every time this happens. Because I'm pretty sure that we would be under the table in the first couple of in a week or so. Not because the fact it's weak alcohol, but because it would be a week. We have a whole week to recover, and we would still not recover fast enough. And we have Sister Lily looking down. She's like, puzzled by. It's like, huh, Asta, how are you here? So she's stuck because she thought he was gonna be kidnapped. Like he's supposed to be. But it's so clear that she's wrong. Not only is she an idiot, but she's also buffoon or incompetent. Yeah, idiot, buffoon, incompetent. Yeah, both work. Anyways, then we see Asta just kind of ending just kind of sending the father away in the clash as we get amazing, groundbreaking development. Libe, Tobata remembered Libe exists and not just some weird flying mascot thing. I am shocked. Like seriously, what the heck was Libe doing all the whole time? Like, I mean, I know that you can't focus on everything, but you'd think that with how we have chapters focused literally on one thing, that the leader will at least be able to talk or do something. Well, better late than never, I suppose. Which is better than most captains get, honestly. As they have also saying, this is, as they have Libiak, it's the enemy's magic, Gigi. It transformed into something. As they have even saying, from the looks of it, this is a relative of Ichika. It's like he's showing us some kind of hallucination. So, yeah. Guys, about Master Cassie was a hallucination that was a relative to Ichika. By the way, Yami similarities. As there we have us like, yeah, I figured. So he's able to guess what's going on pretty quickly. As there we have Asta saying this again. How? What forms of devil transformation is Asta using right now? I want to say that he's using Devil Union, but only one of his arms actually has like the armor pieces, while the other one looks normal. No, it doesn't even look transformed, just black out. And his horns looked again normal. Like, what is up with his transformations? I really do feel like the Nakaba wanted to just kind of said fuck with the armor and like just keep him Samai Demon a couple of times. Whatever looks cool, honestly. Which I guess makes sense. The rule of cool is a very effective marketing in terms of manga. As if I was saying, if it was a head-to-head fight, Ichika would have been cornered like this. So is Asta saying that Ichika could defeat all of this paladin douchebag guy? Probably. Black Clover's kind of all over the place when it comes to how effective someone is. As then we have this Yoru guy being there, as he had like we have a full body view of him. He says, "The human heart is weak, but you've turned that into a strength of yours. Is that right?" So yeah, as there we have each card has her dark red sky dissipating. As this guy says, you were shaking the entire time. Couldn't even pull off your moves, right? I heard you're all supposed to be the strongest in this country. As then we have this guy going the Tabata evil malicious face syndrome is like, that was pathetic, so uncool. As we have Ichika looking down herself, he's kind of right. Don't worry, Ichika, that is literally every single kingdom aside from the Clover Kingdom. Like, pretty much anything that's supposed to be the strongest in the other kingdoms has been just pathetic. I mean, let's actually go through it. The Diamond Kingdom, Shining Generals, completely pathetic to a point that most of them were weaker than the Vice Admirals of the Golden Dawn, or have been completely off-screen or one-shotted, with the only competent ones being so far back in introduction that even if you wanted to bring them back, they would have to have some kind of major power boost to actually be relevant. But, and then there's like a mysterious one who no one even knows if he's gonna be used. Then we have the Hard Kingdom that was off panel, that was off screen, beaten, and was then whose opponents would then beat that with mid difficulty by the Clover Kingdom's regular knight ranks. Granted, I know the Black Bulls and the upper on average Magic Knights, but they aren't vice captain. But honestly, funny enough, they aren't vice captains. They are definitely stronger in over half the vice captains, but still pathetic. Then you have the Spade Kingdom. Apparently, all their strongest forces were defeated by barely any devil powered Dark Triad members who they themselves were literally obliterated almost no effortly by the Magic Knights by all over the scale. Yeah, the closest to actually significant was who was the vice captain. And again, there was some support from captains from Bonica's side, but still. And then you have you guys who you defeated easily by, well, with pretty much you guys, most of you go extremely damaged by one paladin's attack. Quite literally, every single kingdom that isn't a Clover Kingdom was easily beat, strongest will easily beat them. If that doesn't it just make you realize how the fuck horribly has Tabata handled the other kingdoms, then I don't know what will. Anyways, there we have the Urioro speaking as he's like, no matter who all humans fear something, you too, of course. As they were turning the Ichika's father into something else, as Asta looks at him, just no expression, as then he not transformation changes into more panicky Asta. Like it's the same Asta as he looks now, but just with a more scared face. And again, this is even more amplify how weird the Devil Union transformation the Asta is using currently is. One arm, full armor, the other one just in the black color. So yeah, and then we have this form wall saying, "I can't become the Wizard King." So yeah, the plan to take the Asta is have him go up against Pussy Asta. Seriously? For God's sakes, even Deku could defeat Pussy Asta. And he is the one who gets hated by Black Clover the most. So yeah, right there we have Yoro be like, huh? You fear yourself? Well then, I'll set you free. Is that really such a weird thing to fear? I mean, that also seems to be relatively, I would say, normal fear to honestly to something in this universe. As there are viewers saying, die now and become one of Lucius' most blessed. Says blessed. I guess the hero isn't aware of what Asta uh, actually is to Lucius. The fact that Lucius could turn him into a paladin, he tried to kill him for it. I guess it's the Liz the only one who's aware of it. Which also states that confirms that Uriel was after the whole situation. It's kind of difficult to get the timeline here. when it comes to all these situations. As then we have Asta thinking to himself, I never knew. Maybe I tried to not notice it. I'm not, as they have Asta saying as he wears this ominous aura around him to this pussy Asta, as he says, I'm not as gifted as you know. I'm afraid of being, as he thinks of, I'm afraid of being weak. Which, to be fair, I really do feel like this is a bit pushing at this point. And then we get like one slice, and we see Pussy Asta being killed. And yeah, and then we see Pussy Asta, one half of it returning to that thing, the doppel, whatever it was, and evaporating. As we have us saying, I finally cut down my weakness. Which again, like Asta relatively quickly gets over it whenever he has like these self-conscious moments when you really think about it. Like, yeah, I really don't see how this random guy is supposed to be anything more significant than a fucking Demon King. I guess we can make even more fun of Lucifero. As they have each stare at in shock, as we have the strongest illusion coming up, is like, yo, Missy, as he's like casually walking and talking as this guy says, that idiot, he figured it out during his training with us. Found his own way to make up for what he lacked. So what, does Asta have something special when it comes to his Zetan? Yeah, if he's able to do that in literally a few days, I don't know if you really have the excuse of not being special. Honestly, if you really think about it, he is actually special, even if it's no magic. Like, why would someone with no magic even be special? So, yeah. Anyways, they have each could be like, Mushugo Hoga Takedono? For God's sakes, what the heck is up with these names? Maybe that's easier to say them in Japanese, but to English speakers and to everyone else, it's kind of annoying. They have Asta things of, I am not gifted, but that's exactly why I have to be strong. Pretty sure you're learning stuff way too fast for someone who's not gifted. It may not be you no type of gifted, but you're not exactly, not him gifted. As then we see, looking back at him as well, not a flashback, but kind of more of a presenting kind of the viewpoint. As we see, there in the front and center, looking back at All-Star. As we, if you was power scaler here, you could, honest to God, make a case that, honestly, you could kind of make a case this is power scaling here because we see Yami, Meliona, Fugolia, and Nozel. Those four are the strongest captains, with being, he's also the strongest. I mean, a lot of people are gonna argue that William is stronger and all, but let's be real here, half the time it's just because people suck his balls and everything all the time. And they kinda is supposed to be in the same league, but like, let's be real, these are the four strongest. But if you actually look at this and think about it power scaling wise, you'd think Asta is the strongest. Why he's behind Yuno? Then you have Yuno. Then you have Yami. Then you have Nozel. Then you have Fugolian. Then you have Merliona. Just saying, it's kind of funny how they're kind of shown this way. It does make me wonder if that's kind of foreshadowing for Andy series. I'm not saying that Nozel is stronger than Fugolian or Merliona, although I am at least gonna be debating with Fugolian. But just saying, it's kind of funny how they're kind of shown here. So yeah. Anyways, then we have Asta thinking to himself, I have to work harder, learn more, and gain more experience, even more than the prodigies. Which I guess that's the point. These are supposed to be prodigies, but again, kind of funny how they're being placed here. And again, Asta, you are also a prodigy. Like, stop pretending like you're not a prodigy. Does the thing that having Asta not learn magic and not having magic kind of eliminates him from being special, from being a prodigy? Because I can tell you, you can be a prodigy on multiple levels. And it doesn't have to be the same thing. Like, Asta learning Zetan in a couple of days is literally a prodigy thing. Literally, the only people who could learn that took years. The strongest guy took years. Each guy took years. Asta, a couple of days. Hell, it wasn't even a couple of days when you think about it. It was literally just, oh, he figured out it existed and learned it. So yeah, kind of weird, but still. As there are us figure stuff, and because I'm not gifted, wrong, I can't afford to be lost. Oh, you gotta be lost. At this point, this is kind of becoming like a full situation in MCU when you just gotta repeat the same character journey over and over again. I don't have the luxury of fear. I'm pretty sure that's gonna line up with problems without having any fear. The only need duty of becoming, only the duty of becoming strong. You pretty much are the strongest. Like again, I have no idea why it's acted like by all accounts should paladins be stronger than lose 50% Lucifer from what we've seen. Winning, protecting, saving. Finally something I can agree on. And then we have like a shot of Lucy as there. As then we have us like, if you lose, then just become stronger than you were before, and don't lose again. Just keep getting stronger, which is true. Although at this point, I feel like only Lucy is the only one that can actually beat Asta. Like I don't even see anyone else beating him. I mean, the only reason why a user will even be able to do anything was because again they had kind of like an advantage over Asta. I mean, he wasn't even going full Devil Union, and they were martial arts, something that Asta isn't used to. Anyone there have Asta five figures of that's the wizard king I've always aspired to be. I resolve to become the strongest. You are the strongest, and I am honestly not a fan when they make the MC heroes the strongest. So that was the only exception, but that's mostly because he has that personality. But also, we do get like a cool shot of a serious looking Asta, like not celebrating, not being happy, just being all stone cold serious. As there we see, we get speed up close up of Uryu as he's like, well, as I'm kind of getting the idea of a narrator here speaking, we have a, I'm guessing narrator speaking, in that instant, the beast within him awakened. The predator in front of him brought out his primal instincts. As they would see Uryu kind of going into like this kind of animalistic stance. Not sure if this is supposed to be his devil awakening. Not sure what. I mean, honestly, Uryu's a really weird placement here. I kind of do wonder if he's just supposed to be some random guy living in the wilds, honestly, at this point. I mean, at first point, we're gonna have him be like a vice captain because we don't know many vice captains, but now I'm kind of getting the idea that he might just be some random guy who lived in the forest and became an animal to survive. I mean, it would kind of make sense. I mean, it would kind of make sense. But yeah, and then we do have Uryu jumping around also to attack him from behind, as we have Uryu using beast magic, holy hunting. So what the hell is Uryu's magic at this point? It's just he's used it to, I guess, use some kind of cell-based attack of it. Then he used it to summon familiars, and now he's like into some kind of physical buff. At least that's what I'm like, assuming is happening. Ego's magic is honestly really weird. Like it's just like whatever the fuck you want. Was his beast magic or some kind of enchanting type magic, while the devil's magic is some kind of summoning type magic. I mean that would kind of make sense. But yeah. Anyways, then we have Ego kind of just jumping all over the place. He's doing that stupid or weirdly thing when they are trying to distract someone by just being all over the place. So you have no idea where they're gonna strike. As he's saying, "You're only human. You can't stand against Lucius Summer's paladins." It's actually said here that apparently he says Julius, but the others are assuming that it's just supposed to be a typo because again, Lucius, Julius, kind of a similar name. Also, it's kind of a problem with it. I kind of knew he was gonna come there. But yeah, anyways, this guy's great paladins, which again, like you paladins on that particular. I mean, again, let's review it. You are nobody from what we know of. Maybe you've been, but we have no idea of your existence. He is some random, is literally the first arc bad guy. The bad guy who literally is on the same level as that sludge. Well, not on the exact same level as sludge villain, but basically No, which would be a good comparison. You are Don. No, not Boggy. No, pretty much he's Blue level villain, honestly, from One Piece level villain. Then who would be no problem. Even there, I think they were having a few handicaps when they would go up against them. And then Sister Lily, whose most impressive feat was not getting obliterated by an elf who wasn't even taking the situation seriously, an elf that was also not really particularly that strong. So I don't really see why Ariel it would be why us hearing Lucius Paladins would be some kind of impressive shit. I mean, hell, he wasn't even the one who defeated Arius. All he did was scare two of them. That's his feat. Scaring two Arius in 7. Who knew that's the most impressive shit you could. That's the most impressive shit this guy did. Captors, I'm not even sure that big of a thing. I mean, there's some lore behind it because it was that and all that, but still, like, I don't really know if that's like that big of a deal. I mean, it's your deepest fear. Everyone has to be scared of something. But yeah, regardless, they have also just kind of be like, this guy's a blubbery buffoon. I'll just handle him quickly. He just grabs his katana, breathes a bit, remembers his training with the using Dorcas 7, as he says, thanks to my training with the using Dorcas 7. Then, as we see those panels, where they're just essentially just beating him. Like, there's no training, they're actually just punching him. As we have the Ariel going there, like, they instantly land a single hit. You're dead! Not sure if that's true, considering the fact that using Seminole still alive and kicking. As then we see, oh, so they were doing that better than the fucking Spirit Guardian. Some of them were literally just knocked out. As we have us saying, I can see it now. As then we see Ariel going for, I guess, a strike, like a claw attack. As the All-Star just turns around, Punisher turns around, shows looks at his eye, and just kind of slices through him by this through his arm all the way to his back, and you can say in kind of shock as if Iryu is insta defeated, insta knockout, as we see him just falling down. Why are we supposed to be scared of paladins again? As he's on the ground. As there we have Ichika saying, the enemies, your Yuko changed. It no, it returned to normal. As we have this guy that shows gonna be like his paladin power was cut off or something like that. Kind of explanation what exactly is going on. So I guess this guy Uriel's now is back to where he was before. As there we have the show's guy saying, the fool was just worrying too much is all. It don't matter what kind of magic you got or how great it is. Long as he can see through it in any right moment, anti-magic will destroy it without any doubt. His anti-magic then wins any face-off, as he says that with a smirk. So yeah, us is already OP as all hell. I do wonder how it's gonna be handled from now on. It's probably gonna be something like everyone's gonna do most of the things, and then he's gonna show up at the end to go fire Lucius or something. I can honestly see that being the case. And then we have this is gonna be like it is the strongest counter, so, which is true. Like there's nothing that can really counter anti magic. Pretty much everyone would be useless against him. And they have Asta turning to Sister Lily as he tells her, Sister, I'll save you right now. As we have Sister Lily looking at him worried, as she should be, honestly. And we have the average up there to be like, Asta is no longer worried. Well, is no longer hesitating, not worried. But yeah, end of chapter. Now, how do I. Now, this chapter, despite my jokes and making fun of the characters and all that, it was a pretty decent chapter. And if you look at all the other times we had with us to be word, it's kind of like all building up to this moment. It works fine. But granted, I do have to feel like there's some placement of the enemies a bit wrong, as well as the paladins themselves not really working the best for this. It's again, we don't really know that much about paladins. I don't even think we got a full explanation to what a paladin really is. Yeah, so, but still, I kind of get the idea. Now, what's gonna happen in the next chapter? Honestly, I could just see Sister Lily kind of just maybe grabbing Ryu and the dragon and just fucking off. Like I don't see why she would think that it was a smart idea. I mean, Asa is clearly stronger than the user, and all the user were able to decapitate the dragon effortlessly, meaning that he will be able to decapitate the dragon effortlessly, as well as keep the regeneration from activating. I don't see Key for her doing anything. Maybe it's gonna be like maybe her and Keep are gonna combine their attacks to against Asta. Maybe the dragon will also help. Maybe it's gonna be like a three versus one thing, but I don't see it. Also, I just see that be like a one shot type of situation. But we'll I guess have to wait and see how this is gonna go. But I really don't think, judging by Lily's face face here, no, from what we've seen in this chapter, why it would be any way smart idea for Lily not to just be like, fuck this shit and I'm out. Fuck this shit and I'm out. You get my drift. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for the chapter reaction. I hope you like this video. I hope you leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of your motos next time. Goodbye.